Hello, Professor Paul Gruhn here, and welcome to CST250, Web 2. My assumption is you have already completed Web 1, which is you've learned HTML, HTML5, CSS3. You most likely already have a Bluehost website. If you don't, you need one for this class. And you're already comfortable using HTML, you're already comfortable using a text editor like Notepad++ or Text Wrangler, or maybe an IDE like NetBeans or Visual Studio, maybe even Aptina Studio. So those are some of my assumptions going into this class. My assumption is that you're taking this class because you're a part of the Web Certificate program, or you just really want to expand your knowledge in web development. One thing I can't stress enough is that this class is 16 weeks of learning, 16 weeks of reading, 16 weeks of homework, 16 weeks of pain, all crammed into 8 weeks. By design, the Web Certificate program is an accelerated program. I've talked to students over the years, and they like the fact that they can complete this program in 1 year. And with that, they know that they have to work double as hard to complete it. So it's nice that you take an 8-week class and then move right on, and you don't forget what you just learned and take another 8-week class. But I can't stress enough that you guys are going to be busy. We'll mention this more than once. Our textbook is Murex jQuery, the second edition. Right there, there it is. The second edition. There is 570 pages of learning in this textbook, and we'll probably read through most of it. This summer I went through and I looked at a lot of textbooks. I tried. This is the first time I'm teaching this class, and I was asked to come up with a new textbook for this class, and I looked at a lot of different ones, and what I liked about it was that it covered some fun stuff like using Google Maps API, using jQuery mobile API, and that it wasn't just a pure JavaScript book, but it also really spent a lot of time and a lot of energy on jQuery. If this class was just pure JavaScript, you would only have barely half of the solution in today's web development world. jQuery is really JavaScript on steroids. jQuery is written in JavaScript to extend. It's jQuery was designed to be all the stuff that JavaScript wasn't or didn't as it's developed over the years. So welcome to the class. Get ready to do a lot of work and enjoy. So let's take a quick drive-by, quick look at the class. Right now you're in this read this first section if you're watching this video. Hopefully you've clicked on the syllabus link, and so let's do that. And there's the syllabus, and then a copy of the syllabus as well for your reading. It tells you the different things that you need. It reminds you about getting a personal web hosting account. High level, the topics that we cover. Time management is key on this class, and how you will be graded in this class. Weekly homework assignments, planning on at least a midterm, and then discussions, and then your final project. So already be thinking about what you want your final project to be in this course. And then here's an outline of the 8 weeks and how we're going to lay them out. A couple of interesting points. Chapter 13 is the only chapter required in week 7, and it's not that hard. That's basically to give you some breathing room for your final project. And chapter 15 and 16 is also not that hard, and it's an introduction to jQuery mobile. Week 7 and 8, honestly, you can do them anytime you want, once you feel that you're ready to do them. For those of you that are new to jQuery and JavaScript and newer to web development, you might want to wait until week 2 or 3. Those of you that are feeling pretty comfortable and know, you can do this anytime. You can submit those assignments anytime, and that'll be great. So realize that week 7 and 8, you can do those at any time. And even weeks 10 and 11 probably fall in those that aren't in order, that you really need to do chapter 1, week 2, week 3, and then probably week 4 all in week 5. Those need to be sequential. But week 6, 7, and 8 is less sequential. And when you kind of need a break or a switch, or you want to kind of shift gears, chapters 10 through 16 are kind of chapters that I could have filled in maybe with the others, but we'll see how they go and how we learn them. Most of you may, in fact, want to take the whole class, every chapter, in a very sequential, start at chapter 1 and go all the way to chapter 16. But there is flexibility. I think chapter 13 is relatively easy, and you can do that at any time. And 15 and 16, if you just decided to take a Saturday, you could probably knock that off real easy. And once you've got comfortable with the class and what we're doing with that. So there's the syllabus. Let's go back to read this first. Discussion boards. Under discussion board, there's primary two main forums, course questions forum. And with that, it's okay to create a new thread under course questions. And I would prefer that you actually submit your questions via the discussion board, that everybody can see your question. Some of them might already have the answer to your question. And also, I can answer your question for everybody. Already in the class, we've had somebody ask a couple of questions about using Visual Studio and using the FTP client, and I was able to respond to those right there, and everybody takes advantage of it. So don't just use email to email me questions that really apply to that somebody else could also learn from, because I'm gonna, if you send me an email or a message, I'm going to say, that's a good question for the discussion board. Post it there and let's talk about it there, because it everybody benefits from that. The other thing with discussion boards is under the weekly discussion threads, I will have questions for each week. And if you click on the word thread, you can see that they will actually fall in order. People have already started submitting some answers to these. And so under, for instance, week 1, I submit a high-level question, and then each person can answer to it, and I'll respond, and other people respond too. Part of what makes a good online class is your involvement with each other, helping everybody else, and the dynamics happen there. Most of your time will be spent here in the course content menu. So under course content, so one of the things I've noticed is Blackboard opens stuff up like this. You can use the little arrows on the side, and you can close things up and tighten it up, and it makes it look a lot quicker and a lot tighter. And then open up things where you as you want it to see what's inside there. Student data files, I'll add and post things as needed for here, and then download these things. Right here is the Murak jQuery files. You need this for your very first assignment in Appendix A. And here is where you can get those directly. And matter of fact, this link here takes you directly to the book and all the other materials related to the book. And then this is the assignment sheets. I post an assignment sheet with every single assignment, but you can download the zip file and have them all right there. And when you download the zip file and unzip them, go right ahead real quick and just rename them all with your name in it, and it makes it, then you just don't have to worry about it. So each week is laid out the same. So if you go into any one of these weeks, so here's week 3, Week 3 will be laid out the same as week 1. So so the overall layout is the same. So course content, week 1, and I'm going to close all of these up real quick. And then what you see is you'll see a list of the tasks. These will be the things that you're expected to do for the week, an overview of the objectives for the week, the PowerPoint supporting the week, videos on each of the chapters in the week, and then these assignments. And you can see the little pencil and ruler and piece of paper. These are assignments, and these are due and need to be turned in by the end of the week, by the beginning of the next week. Right now, so let's start at the top, opening that up. Participate in the discussion, read the objectives, download and review the PowerPoints. And then I suggest for each chapter, do the following steps in this order. Trust me, this works. First, read the summary section at the end of the chapter. Then review the terms you know. These are keywords, and by the way, they're in your homework assignment. Review the chapter PowerPoint. Now, once you've done that, then turn to the first page of the chapter and watch the chapter video. The video will go page by page. I hope. That's my plan. I haven't done those yet. And now do the exercises at the end of the chapter. Submit the assignment exercise via Blackboard, and also using FTP software, post those exercises up under your CST250 folder as appropriate. So each week you'll have a layout like that. Pretty much it's mostly the same. It's kind of a boilerplate thing. And if there are things that are different for that week, I will highlight, hey, by the way, you need to do this also. The objectives basically are a high-level overview of each chapter and review your objectives. The PowerPoints, they basically are corresponding and are part of the book. A lot of times you can open up the PowerPoints and kind of flip through the book at the same time. It's another way, and it's more of a high level view, so you can kind of see where we're going. You'll probably spend most of your time here under the videos. Right now, I only have one video set up, and that's for the Appendix A assignment. And then after I finish this video, I'm going to then do Chapter 1 and then Chapter 2 videos and put them here as well. And I'll go over each chapter video. And then for each assignment, if we open up the assignment, you'll see up here it says attached files. There is a copy of the homework doc, and there's also another link to the same file here. Here might be some information supporting the assignment. In this case, there were some issues with the Aptina install. Quite honestly, it's driving me nuts. I hated it. And even when you install it, it looks like it didn't install until I realized that all it did to execute it, you had to run the icon off the desktop. You couldn't go start programs, Aptina, and try to find the link, so they didn't even put a start link there. So I was just getting all flustered with it. But I think Aptina will work, but as I ended up deciding, whatever works for you to get the job done is fine with me. I'll probably play with Aptina a little bit, but most likely I'll spend most of my time in Notepad++. And then here's chapter 1's assignment. The same thing. This is two links to the same document for chapter 1. Notice it says last name, first name. This is where you would put your last name and your first name in the title of that document before you submit it. So that's how assignments work. And let's take a look. I'm also going to have real shortly a link under course resources, probably called student web pages, and you'll be able to link directly and quickly and view the view work by your peers. Also under calendar, if you click calendar, what's really nice is it will actually show you when homework assignments are due. So events that are happening. So here you can see that chapter, week one, week two, week one here, these three assignments are due on the 25th. And what's today? The 15th here. So you've got 10 days, and trust me, the sooner you get started, the better. And so the good news is you've got a calendar, and you can see here's November. Look at that, nice week, only one there for week 4, chapter 7. A little break in the action. And then ultimately here, um, on the 16th, that's the last day for everything that's due. Um, the last two chapters, 15 and 16, honestly, you should be able to complete them a lot sooner in the course. I've mentioned it elsewhere. Chapter 13, 15, and 16, which is week 7 and week 8. You can do them probably anytime once you feel comfortable that you can handle the work. It's pretty straightforward, and it's actually fun stuff, so it's pretty cool there. So we've announcements that we'll talk about. I'll communicate with you via announcements, and you can communicate to me via messages and send me a message. That's the best way, or send me an email through the school email. I don't log on to Blackboard every day, but I will try to. And you can also check the status of your grades. If I don't have grades because I'm a teacher. I already passed the class. Lucky me. So I think it's pretty straightforward. I don't think if you've taken Web 1, which most of you have, you kind of are comfortable in moving around Blackboard, and so that's pretty good. If you under README first, let me double check a couple of things here. This video is going here. Here's all the weeks and the chapters and the due dates for assignments. Submitting your homework, this is really important. This was used in an earlier class for another class, but it definitely all applies. And then if you want to have some fun in the announcements, I'll actually use Kaltura mashups. And if you want to and maybe I'll even ask you to do a Kaltura mashup video, that would be great. And then at the end, please do fill out course evaluations at the end of the class because it helps me make this class better. And if you spend the 5 minutes and do it, I appreciate it. A lot of times students don't like to do evaluations, but you're really helping me out. And if you really thought I did a horrible, rotten job, that's the way to tell the school that this guy is clueless and you ought to get somebody else. Or if you thought that I did a good job, that's a way to say, hey, Professor Gruhn's it works for me. So it's a good way for you to communicate to my boss and my boss's boss. But more important, especially in the places where it's fill in the blank, it's a good way for you to say, if you did this or if you did that, this could make the course better. And that's really my goal. So welcome to CST250, jQuery. This book is really, really thick, all 570 pages of it. Every time and I use the jQuery books and the Murex books in the other two classes, in the database class and the PHP class. And every time students take a look at it and they go, oh my God, I've got to go through that whole book. The good news is it's laid out really well, and you'll be surprised at how quick you can go through it. It's an excellent textbook. They do a super job. I've been teaching for well over 25 years, various forms of web development and programming and software and project management. And this is by far one of the best books that I've ever used. A series of books that I've ever used. There's a couple other ones that I like that I wish were still out there, but they're not. But this is excellent. What I really like about the Murex book is that it's covers a lot of topics and it does go deep. You really do get under the hood, and at the end of the day, you will know this stuff. And that's why you've signed up. It's not just about getting a grade and getting 3 credits. And I know there's times that when I'm in school and I'm taking classes, all I want to do is get through it and just give me the grade and I don't care. Well, you really do care. You're working for a web certificate and you want, most likely you're wanting to either improve your existing job or to get a job in the area of web development. And at the end of the day, you really need to know what you're talking about. And these Muroc textbooks that we use will definitely give you that. They'll give you the knowledge that you need to be successful. That and a few late nights and a lot of hard work, and everybody wins. It'll be a good day. Please feel free to contact me, send me a message, send me an email, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Like I said, for general questions about the course that are applicable probably for everybody, please use the discussion board. That's the best place to contact me. Thank you, and let's have a great 8 weeks.